Let's finish it.
Yeah. Ay, coming in, yeah. Flex, I just wanna win, yeah. LABB, who we running with, yeah. 2233, I'm on 10 again, yeah. State your name.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of The Closing Pitch. My name is David Birkby, and this is a show about culture, people, and how to create a winning lifestyle. Coming to you today with a solo episode on a topic that I created a video on about 3 to 4 months ago that was posted on our social media handles for the Tigers. And the video was meant to be put out in a time where it was right as COVID was hitting and everything was shut down. We were in lockdown mode. And I wanted to get a message out to our players that now is not the time to just stop. Now is not the time to just, because they had gone through the whole winter. They were literally getting ready to take the field and play their spring seasons. And literally that was when it was all shut down. So I came out with a video on a topic entitled Indecision is the Thief of Opportunity. And trust me, I'm not smart enough to come up with this on my own. It's something that I heard from several other very credible, smart people out there. And I really, really like that phrase because indecision, not making a decision one way or the other, or deciding not to act, really limits your opportunities. In fact, like it says in the phrase, it takes opportunities away from you. And I run into that all the time coaching athletes. There are two types of athletes, and I'm going to get into, I have 3 goals and 3 points here that I want to touch base on, but there's really 2 types of guys that I've coached in the past. There are guys who are going to just go out there, put themselves out there, go do it over and over and over again, take the information, run with it. They're off and going. And then there are guys who are waiting to be told what to do. And this message today is more so for the guys who are waiting to be told. And because that to me is indecision. It's not making a decision. It's waiting for someone else to tell you how to take control of your life and your career. And that's really what this show's about. I think that in all of our episodes, we're trying to give you little tidbits or pieces of information to better your career, to better your, whether that be on the field or off the field, to better your life. So when we talk about this topic, here are 3 things to think of. And I wrote them out. Number 1, proactive is better than reactive. This goes back into that example. Reactive people are going to wait for somebody else, maybe a figure who is, who's going to be able to, like a coach or a teacher or a parent, somebody who has a little bit higher authority, an authority figure. They're going to wait for them to tell them what to do. And this isn't the way you should be going about it, because you're only going to get so many opportunities that way. You're only going to get so much information. And to be quite honest, I don't personally like telling players over and over and over and over and over again what to do. Or same thing with employees. I'll tell them once or twice or 3 times tops. And then truthfully, I expect you to understand that and go and then take it and run with it. I do not want to be I've said this phrase a long time. As a player, if a coach stops talking to you because he said it over and over and you haven't decided to listen and he just stops talking to you, that's not a good sign. That's a terrible sign. That's the same thing in the office as an employee. If your higher ups decide that they're just done talking to you because you're not hearing it and you're not taking control and being proactive, that's a bad thing. And I would much rather have players and employees and guys to work with. I'd much rather have that person who's willing to put themselves out there, take a little bit of information and run with it and try something new. And listen, if it doesn't go well, who cares? But keep trying, keep putting it out there. Literally, like, example, if I'm working with a guy, okay, and I'm trying to teach him something here and he tries it, and then I kind of go off on the side, I'm going to watch. I'm going to see, does he give up on it or does he keep going? Does he keep trying? And then what does he do the next day? Is he going to build on it? Is he going to try something on his own? That's fine. That's exactly what we expect out of you, and that's what we want. And that's where being proactive in those situations is literally the best option. because it's going to create, we'll go back to this, but it's going to create more opportunity for you. So number one, be proactive and not reactive. Number two, you're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. This is one of the most important things that I have had to learn, or that I've learned in my career. In my short time, I'm still young. I'm only 33, but I used to fear mistakes. I used to be very worried about if I did make them, what would be what would happen? What would people laugh at you? Would people judge you? Would people, what's the outcome? What happens now? And when I was afraid, or when I was worried about making mistakes, it would freeze you where you're at. The opportunities became less and less, and you didn't feel like you were going anywhere because you were frozen and afraid that if you made a mistake, you got pulled out. Like, here's an example. When I played high school basketball, I played for a coach who was very, very tough, and he was demanding. He was a good coach, very good coach. But I was in a point my junior year where I felt, and this wasn't because of him, he was just tough, where I felt if I missed a shot, I was automatically getting pulled. So naturally, when I got the ball and maybe I was open and maybe there was a clear shot there to be had and an opportunity to score, I would hesitate. And then I'd look to pass the ball because I didn't want to miss and get pulled. So I was afraid to make a mistake. And ultimately, that got my butt on the bench way more than if I would have just been aggressive, popped that shot, missed, made, who cares? If I would have just done that, I bet you I would have shown more aggression as a player. I would have done better. I would have probably scored more, which would have given me more opportunity on the court, etc. And I think I can say that the same way for a lot of players. They're fearful of making mistakes out there rather than being aggressive and going out there and going after it with everything that they have. And if they make a mistake, it's okay. I've always told players this: I don't care as a coach if you make an aggressive mistake. I'll live with that every day, 100%. You'll never see me yell at a guy. I'll do the same thing in business. If I'm working with someone and they make a mistake because they went out of their way to try something new and you know what, it just didn't work, I'm not going to berate them. I'm not going to yell at them. I'm not going to be like, shame on you for doing that. I'm going to be like, okay, awesome. I'm glad that you tried this. Now, it's not correct. It didn't work out, but let's see how we do it differently in the future. And then do it again and do it again and do it again and do it again. So again, mistakes are not bad. And going back to my story, when I learned that mistakes are just a thing that happens, and generally speaking, when you try something new, it's almost a guarantee, but it's not an end all. And I'm going to learn way more from my failures and my mistakes, and I'm going to learn from my successes. And that has literally made me, create so many more opportunities for myself. I've learned that it's just a part of the game. And, as long as I'm not failing more than I'm succeeding, I think I'm going to be winning. So number 2, you're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. Number 3, and here's my last one: take control of your future. Okay? Understand that you are the one who's always in control of you. No one else is. I hear all the time from people, and this is a culture type of thing, that it's someone else's fault, or that my circumstance is harder than yours, or that coach doesn't like me, or that boss doesn't like me, or I've just been dealt a bad hand, or whatever it may be. And I think that's all BS, to be quite frank with you. I am a firm believer, and at least I believe this with my life, that I'm in control. If I want something, I've got to go earn it, but I can. Okay? There's nothing out there that I cannot do. And I surround myself with people who think exactly like that. Some of my best friends who I've been, in my circle for years are just like that, who they are, one of my friends the other day, he's a very good salesman. And, he mentioned that literally, some of his employees, because of how slow it is right now, They told him to just relax. And he's like, I can't relax. I'm not going to stop. It doesn't fit with my goals. It doesn't fit with where I want to be in life. And that's where I am exactly the same way. And I believe that if I want to get to wherever my future in my head sees it, whatever pedestal or whatever place I want to get to, I can do it. Now, do I have to work my ass off for it? Absolutely. But I can be there. I can get there. And if you have any doubt in your mind that you can't achieve something, you need to block that out. You need to literally stop yourself right there, whether it's on the field and you're saying, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. There's no chance. I can't be like him. I can't, I'm shorter than he is. I'm not as fast as he is. I'm not as strong as he is. You're just pointing out the negatives. You're not pointing out all the positives of what you could be. Right? Again, best players ever coached, they didn't have that. They didn't care. You hear it all the time. We can't beat those guys. Dude, do you know how many, top 100 or 1,000 perfect game guys they have on there? They're some of the best players in the nation. We're going to get crushed. And then I got players who are like, dude, I cannot wait to compete with them. I know I can beat them. No big deal. So my closing pitch would be this to you, and it'll touch base on number 3. Take control of your future and make as many decisions proactively that can enhance that future as you can. Because the more you do that, the more opportunities you're going to stack up. The more opportunities you stack up, the more times you're going to succeed. And the more times you succeed, the quicker you get to where you want to be in life. Guys, thanks for listening to this episode. I hope you found a little nugget of, that's going to help you there. I hope that some information got through. Guys, if you can, please leave us a 5-star rating. That is huge for us. That really helps us get seen by more people. It helps expand the podcast nationally. So that's something we want to do. What our goal with this podcast, and we stated it a couple podcasts ago, we're here to help. We're here to pass along information that's going to help better your life, to help maybe better you on the field, off the field, etc. If you have a message for us, we use an app called Anchor. Go ahead and send us a message. You can leave a verbal message, I believe, and that would be really cool to hear from you guys. We also have social media handles. Make sure to reach out to us. Send us a DM. We would love to talk. If you have a topic you want me and Spiker to talk about on the show, that'd be great, and we will definitely hit it. But until next time, thanks, guys.
So big bags coming in. Yeah, flex. I just wanna win. Yeah, LABB who we running with. Yeah, 2 2 3 3. I'm on 10 10 10. Yeah.